What's going on, everyone? One team that the Los Angeles Lakers should definitely keep an eye on is the Toronto Raptors. Toronto has found themselves in a rather awkward position, particularly with the Brandon Ingram situation. Even Rich Paul has commented, essentially suggesting that while they might not have gotten money in the bank, there were other opportunities they could have pursued that may have been more stable. This move by Toronto has been widely interpreted in the NBA as a kind of desperation strategy. Analysts and executives alike have painted it as a high-risk, high-reward maneuver, something that could pay off, but more likely puts the Raptors in a challenging spot financially and strategically, given the substantial contract they handed to Ingram. Toronto recently brought in Bobby Webster to lead the franchise, signaling a new direction for the team. For the Lakers, this creates a potential opportunity. The Lakers currently have several needs that could be addressed by a team like Toronto, especially if the Raptors are looking to retool and move contracts to create flexibility. With Ingram's sizable deal weighing them down, the Raptors might be motivated to clear salary space, particularly involving other young players like Scotty Barnes, whose development and positioning on the roster could influence potential trades. This could put the Lakers in a position where they become a preferred partner for Toronto, especially as the trade deadline approaches. With the Lakers holding over $40 million in expiring contracts, they have assets that few teams can match, making them uniquely positioned to absorb contracts and facilitate trades that benefit both sides without depleting their long-term resources. The dynamics of such trades are nuanced, though. While the Lakers could potentially take on contracts to help Toronto, they would need to be strategic and selective. They wouldn't simply take on multiple high-value players without careful consideration. Some Raptors players could make sense as fits for Los Angeles, but others, like Brandon Ingram, would likely be off-limits due to his high salary and fit considerations. For instance, a player like Jakob Poeltl could be intriguing. Poeltl brings toughness, defensive presence, and interior defense that the Lakers could utilize, potentially as a backup or rotational big man alongside someone like DeAndre Ayton. While Poeltl's fit as a starter might be complicated, his defensive skill set could anchor the front court and provide consistency, even if he comes off the bench. Meanwhile, players like R.J. Barrett could present an interesting option. Barrett is versatile, capable of playing both the 2 and 3 positions, and he has a strong offensive game that allows him to create his own shot while contributing off the ball as well. His defensive potential also aligns with what the Lakers may want if he is fully engaged in the system. Unlike Brandon Ingram, Barrett's contract and age make him a more attainable target who could serve as both a short-term and long-term asset. At 25, he's still in his prime development window, and his size and shooting ability make him an intriguing option alongside key Lakers pieces. Pairing him with a versatile wing like Watanabe could also enhance the Lakers' depth, providing scoring, defense, and positional flexibility. Toronto also has other players like OG Anunoby, who could be considered for trade depending on the Raptors' long-term vision and needs. Anunoby offers defensive versatility and the ability to guard multiple positions, which is valuable for any team looking to balance scoring and defense. For the Lakers, acquiring someone like Anunoby or Barrett could improve both the immediate roster and provide young talent to grow alongside established stars. Expiring contracts on the Lakers side become a critical factor here, as teams like Toronto might be willing to exchange younger players or larger contracts to clear cap space, giving Los Angeles leverage that other franchises don't have. This flexibility makes the Lakers a compelling partner for mid-tier teams looking to retool without taking on a long-term financial burden. Understanding Toronto's roster also highlights some of the potential fits. The Raptors are likely to build around a core of Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, R.J. Barrett, and Jakob Poeltl, with other players like Quickley, Grady Dick, and emerging bench talent filling in rotational roles. Depending on their developmental goals, the Raptors may be motivated to trade certain young assets who are underutilized or do not fit into the immediate vision. For example, someone like R.J. Barrett, though integral to their long-term plan, could be considered for the right offer if the goal is to free up salary and reconfigure the roster. Similarly, players like Watanabe and Anunoby could serve as versatile wings who may be moved if the Raptors want to pivot their strategy. The complexity of Toronto's roster decisions also depends on how they envision their team structure in the Eastern Conference. With the potential to be a competitive seed, they may choose to maintain core pieces like Barnes and Ingram while experimenting with supporting roles to maximize upside. If health and cohesion align, Toronto could be an unexpectedly strong team in the playoffs, particularly given the relatively shallow competition in the East beyond the top-tier franchises. However, there's also risk. Injuries or underperformance could push them toward a rebuild, making trade opportunities for teams like the Lakers more likely. The Lakers, therefore, would need to monitor not only Toronto's salary situation, but also their positioning in the conference standings and any emerging chemistry issues or injuries that could prompt a mid-season pivot. Cap flexibility is another critical factor for the Lakers in considering a trade with Toronto. Any acquisition would need to preserve financial maneuverability for the future, particularly in maintaining cap space for potential moves in 2027. This limits the extent to which Los Angeles can absorb long-term contracts, emphasizing the value of their expiring deals. Teams like Toronto, needing to offload salary, could find this mutually beneficial. The Lakers can take on short-term financial commitments without compromising long-term strategy, while Toronto clears space to retool and invest in younger players or future drafts. Toronto's bench also offers potential targets for Los Angeles, depending on the willingness of the Raptors to include players who are underutilized or seeking a larger role elsewhere. Players like Jameson Battle and other young assets could be part of a broader trade package to balance salaries, provide depth, and maintain team flexibility. The excitement is heightened by Durant's reputation for transformative performances in postseason play, prompting discussions about whether the Lakers could finally secure another championship with his inclusion. In every corner of the basketball world, speculation reigns supreme, with the rumor acting as a catalyst for conversations that mix hopeful anticipation with cautious skepticism, ensuring the story maintains momentum even in the absence of official confirmation. Media outlets, eager to capitalize on the frenzy, have amplified the buzz surrounding Durant's potential move to Los Angeles, providing platforms for analysts and former players to weigh in with both praise and caution. The conversation encompasses not only the tactical ramifications, but also the cultural and commercial implications of Durant joining a franchise steeped in legacy and expectation. The Lakers' marketing department is reportedly preparing for a surge in merchandise sales, ticket demand, and global media attention, all contingent on the validation of this high-profile rumor. Industry observers note that Durant's branding power, combined with the Lakers' historical prominence, could create a synergy that extends well beyond the hardwood, attracting sponsorship deals and fan engagement on an unprecedented scale. Social media amplification, fueled by fan speculation, insider leaks, and deliberate ambiguity from team representatives, has turned the story into a viral phenomenon, generating commentary that transcends traditional sports reporting. Discussions now extend to potential all-star combinations, playoff matchups, and the broader implications for league parity, as rival teams brace for the possibility of a Lakers roster that could dominate for years to come. The mere rumor has created a narrative that blends hope, strategy, and entertainment, capturing the imagination of fans and analysts alike, and reinforcing the idea that a single player's potential arrival can reshape the perception of an entire franchise in the public consciousness. As the rumor continues to swirl, basketball enthusiasts are caught in a mix of excitement, speculation, and anticipation, analyzing every possible scenario from tactical adjustments to psychological impacts on team dynamics. The potential signing has sparked debates about player legacies, with discussions centering on whether Durant's move could cement his place among the greatest, particularly if it results in additional championships with a storied franchise. Analysts and fans alike ponder how the Lakers might manage the integration of multiple high-caliber players, ensuring that Durant's arrival enhances rather than disrupts existing strengths. Off-court considerations, including media obligations, fan interactions, and global publicity campaigns, are also part of the conversation, demonstrating that the implications of this rumor stretch far beyond standard basketball analysis. Despite the lack of official confirmation, The intensity of discourse suggests that Durant's potential signing is already reshaping expectations for the Lakers, driving media coverage, online engagement, and fan sentiment to unprecedented levels. The ongoing buzz reflects a larger narrative about the transformative power of elite talent in professional sports and the allure of high-profile moves that capture the imagination of a worldwide audience. If the rumor proves true, it would mark one of the most significant moments in recent NBA history. But even as speculation continues, it has already created an atmosphere of anticipation and intrigue that shows no signs of slowing. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.